Hey everybody, it's Groundhog Day, and it's one of my favorite holidays throughout the year. It's sort of a pseudo holiday, but if you're from Western Pennsylvania, it actually means something to you, especially if you went to grade school in Western PA. So let me show you here on the map this big red dot. That's the Maple Winds Healthcare and Rehab Center. It's catty corner from my parents' house. So I'm just going to bring this up. So this Spring Hill here, Portage is the town that I grew up in. And going a little further, because you see this circle? My house was in the intersection of Spring Hill Road and this drive-in, which is called Crestwood Lane now. It used to be already $2 $4.99, but nevertheless, everything changes. Even this Maple Hill Solar Farm, it's like my favorite mountain to look at. I would go down and look at the creek. Anyway, it's a solar farm now, and all of that vegetation is gone. It's just a bunch of silver things. But again, everything changes. So I grew up here in Portage, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to scroll out a little bit and show you Pittsburgh is to the west. And let me just go a little bit more and bring this down. So I spent most of my adult years in Pittsburgh, but up here, this little town, Punxsutawney, you can see it's almost directly northwest, I guess, of where I grew up. And it was a deal. It was a big thing. In fact, one of my first clients and her sisters closed their floral shop for the day, drove up to Punxsutawney just to participate in the fun. So, now that I'm a shaman, it's a little bit, it's a rodent. It's a groundhog. Let me show you. So here's what a groundhog looks like. So if you're from like Denver, then it looks like a prairie dog, but it's a lot chunkier. So they live in burrows. They have a rather complex society, and they're also very intelligent. And oftentimes it's really good luck if you happen to see one. But the whole premise of Groundhog Day is, and imagine February in Western Pennsylvania. It's gray, it's gloomy, it's cold, zero might just be the high point for the day. So what the idea is, they wake up Punxsutawney Phil, and he comes out, and if he sees his shadow and runs back into the burrow, there'll be 6 more weeks of winter. But if he comes out and doesn't see his shadow, then spring is right around the corner. So, of course, it's a myth, and of course, he's not exactly predicting the weather, because spring will happen on March 21st, which is 6 weeks away. They always say 6 more weeks of winter, or we'll start our spring early. But Punxsutawney Phil has been doing this ever since I was a kid. So obviously this is probably Phil the 5th or more. But I really remember I was in the 4th grade and I was having a horrible year. And to add insult to injury, Punxsutawney Phil went back into his burrow. And I remember weeping that there was going to be 6 more weeks of winter. So, I am a summer girl, and that's why I live in Florida. So that's the story of me, of Western PA, and why it's a big deal. And I think I'm going to go watch the movie because it really is hilarious. This is Dr. Lisa saying goodbye.